Imagine you're standing in a crowded elevator, completely minding your own business, when someone steps just a little too close. Instantly, every cell in your body wants to escape. Your jaw tightens. Your shoulders go stiff. You start performing the universal elevator dance, staring at the buttons like they hold the meaning of life. Here's the ridiculous part. The most dangerous thing in that elevator is probably someone's leftover lunch. But your brain doesn't know that. It's still running the exact same survival code it ran 200,000 years ago, back when every stranger was a potential threat and every shadow could get you killed. Your body is secretly living in the Stone Age, and it's making you do some genuinely absurd things every single day. Today, we're counting down 7 ancient instincts still wired into your brain that stopped making sense thousands of years ago. Some are embarrassing, some are hilarious. And number 3 explains why you own the exact same jumper in 4 different colors. Number 7. Why your body still treats the dark like an active crime scene. You're lying in bed, house locked up tight, phone on the nightstand, nothing in the world to worry about. Then the lamp clicks off, your eyes adjust, and somewhere in that newly dark room, the coat hanging on the back of your door suddenly looks exactly like something that should not be standing there. Your pulse ticks up. You know it's a coat. You bought the coat. You hung it there yourself. And yet some very persuasive part of your brain is absolutely convinced this warrants concern. This isn't you being dramatic. This is a 200,000-year-old survival system doing exactly what it was installed to do. Back when our ancestors slept in caves, darkness was a genuine threat. Predators hunted at night, and the humans who stayed a little jumpy after sundown tended to survive them. The ones who didn't get nervous simply didn't wake up. Those cautious ancestors passed their genes straight down the line, right to you, lying awake in your perfectly secure bedroom, deeply suspicious of your own jacket. Your brain doesn't see well in the dark, so it fills in the blanks. Scientists found that human brains actively complete shadowy images in low light, and almost always skew those completions toward threats. A vague shape doesn't get filed under uncertain. It gets filed under danger, immediately. Your brain would rather be embarrassingly wrong 1,000 times than be right the one time it actually matters. It's like having a smoke alarm that triggers every time you make toast. Even babies show this response before they've ever seen a real predator. The fear isn't learned. It's written into the code, passed down through generations of jumpy, light-preferring ancestors. The coat will always look suspicious. That's just how this works. But your ancient brain doesn't stop at shadows. It also has very strong opinions about what you eat. Number 6. The sweet tooth that's been quietly working against you for your entire life. You're walking through a grocery store, normal Tuesday, completely innocent errand, and you pass the biscuit aisle. You weren't hungry 60 seconds ago, you are definitely hungry now. This isn't a discipline issue. This isn't a character flaw. This is your ancient brain doing exactly what evolution trained it to do, just in entirely the wrong century. Back then, sweet meant safe. Ripe fruit was one of the most reliable sources of quick energy available, and finding it wasn't easy. When someone stumbled across a berry bush, the smart move was to eat as many berries as physically possible before anything else got there first. The brain rewarded that behavior with a rush of feel-good chemicals. Excellent work. We are not starving today. That same reward system is still fully operational, except now, instead of a rare berry bush, it's pointing at an aisle containing several hundred individually wrapped options. Your ancestors might have found one ripe fig every 3 days. Your body evolved to handle the sugar in that one fig. Now you can consume the sugar equivalent of 100 pieces of fruit in a single sitting without trying particularly hard. It's like trying to power a space station with a battery designed for a torch. Something is going to malfunction. Every time you eat something sweet, your brain releases dopamine and immediately sends you looking for more. The craving isn't a character flaw, it's a feature. A feature that made perfect sense when sugar was scarce and winters were dangerous. Your inner caveman isn't trying to sabotage your diet. He just genuinely believes that every available piece of chocolate might be the last one he'll ever see. And speaking of things your brain can't stop hunting for, Let's talk about the thing you're doing right now without even realizing it. Number 5. Your brain's deep and slightly unhinged obsession with other people's problems. You're in the middle of something that actually requires your attention. Then your phone buzzes. Someone on the internet is involved in a situation that has nothing to do with you, involving people whose names you'll forget by this evening in a location you've never been. And yet your thumb is already moving. You need to know how this ends. This isn't boredom. This isn't weak willpower. Every person alive has this same wiring, which is why comment sections exist in the form they do. Back in a small ancestral village, tracking everyone's business wasn't gossip. It was survival intelligence. Who was feuding with whom told you which alliances to avoid. Who was gaining power told you who to stay close to. Who was behaving strangely told you to watch your back. The people who paid careful attention to social dynamics navigated them better and lived considerably longer as a direct result. That obsession got passed straight down. Now it has 5 million strangers to process instead of 50. Your brain registers no meaningful difference in scale. A heated comment thread lands in your nervous system the same way urgent village news once did. Important, relevant, requiring your immediate attention. The algorithm didn't create this tendency. It just noticed it, studied it, and built a several billion-dollar business directly on top of it. Your ancestral gossip radar, designed for 50 people, is now processing the combined emotional output of entire nations. It was not built for this. It has absolutely no complaints about being used for this. That's the problem. Number 4. Why someone standing slightly too close to you feels like a personal violation. You're in an elevator, minding your own business, when someone steps in and positions themselves approximately 6 inches from your face, when there's an entire empty elevator available to them. Every muscle tightens. You study the floor numbers like they contain classified information. You perform a series of small, strategic shuffles to create distance without making eye contact. This isn't antisocial behavior. This is your personal space bubble doing exactly what it was designed to do. Back when standing this close to another person almost always meant one of two things: that you were about to be attacked or someone was about to steal your food, this response made immediate sense. Your ancestors developed an invisible boundary around their bodies that, when crossed, sent an automatic signal. Stay alert. Something is about to happen. That signal runs just as clearly today as it did in any cave, regardless of whether the actual threat is a stranger's tuna sandwich breath. Scientists call this intimacy equilibrium theory. Your brain calculates an acceptable social distance and runs low-level stress responses whenever that distance collapses. The closer someone gets, the louder the internal alarm. In some cultures, close physical proximity is normal and friendly. In most modern cities, the 18 inches of air between two people in a lift is treated like some of the most valuable real estate on Earth. Your brain isn't being dramatic. It's protecting its territory. The fact that there is no territory to protect is, to your brain, completely beside the point. But nothing makes your ancient brain malfunction quite like the next one. Number 3. Why a spider the size of a fingernail can ruin your entire afternoon. You spot it on the wall. It's small, it's technically minding its own business. And yet your heart rate has already doubled, your feet have already moved you backward, and some part of your brain is already drafting a plan that involves fire. This response exists because fast pattern recognition once saved lives. Back when identifying a dangerous creature in your peripheral vision had to happen before your conscious brain finished processing the image, the people who reacted first survived. Scientists found that even 6-month-old babies respond to images of spiders and snakes differently than other animals, pupils widening, heart rate rising, before they've ever seen one in real life. The detection system is pre-installed. You did not choose this. The fear response gets amplified by watching others. Studies show that babies who see a calm adult near a rubber spider remain unbothered. Babies who see an adult react in horror immediately adopt the horror. You rarely see someone deal calmly with a spider. Usually it's more along the lines of a shoe, followed by a broom, followed by abandoning the room entirely and hoping for the best. Your brain cataloged that response early. It has been faithfully repeating it ever since. The spider in your shower at midnight is statistically more scared of you. This information will not help you at all. Number 2. The very specific puddle your body makes before you have to speak in public. You're about to give a presentation. Your mouth has gone dry. Your palms have decided this is the moment to become fully operational water features. Your heart is running a speed it usually reserves for actual emergencies. And the scariest thing in the room is a projector screen and Karen from accounts. This made complete biological sense once. When your ancestors got stressed, it almost always meant something large was nearby and they were about to run. Sweat cooled them down during the escape. Your sympathetic nervous system cannot tell the difference between a PowerPoint and a predator. It sees you standing in front of a crowd, registers the elevated heart rate and the social stakes, and helpfully deploys the full emergency response package. Scientists found that some people produce enough sweat before a speech to fill a small cup. Your body is preparing you for a chase that is not going to happen. It's doing this with complete dedication and sincerity. The more you notice the sweating, the more your brain escalates. The more it escalates, the more you sweat. It's a closed loop between your ancient threat system and your modern embarrassment reflex, and there is no good exit. Your body thinks it's saving your life. It's just very bad at distinguishing a saber-toothed tiger from a quarterly review. Number 1. Why you own 4 identical versions of the exact same jumper. You found it. The perfect one. It fits right, it feels right, and somewhere in the back of your brain, a very old instinct fired and said, "Get more of those." So you did. Maybe not immediately, but it's in the back of your wardrobe now in 3 colors, which is practically the same thing. This is the same instinct that drove your ancestors to stockpile resources the moment they found them. If a particular flint made good tools, you gathered as much as you could carry. If a berry patch was reliable, you remembered exactly where it was and you went back. You hoarded, you duplicated, you prepared. The logic was simple. Good things run out, bad times come, and the person with the most flint wins. You know, logically, that the shop is not going to run out of your favorite jumper. The website exists. Restocking is a thing that happens. But try explaining that to the part of your brain that remembers every winter that nearly didn't end. It sees a good thing, and it wants 3. It sees a sale, and it wants 5. Before you know it, your wardrobe looks like you're preparing for a very specific, very cozy apocalypse. Here's the thing. You probably wear the same 2 anyway. The rest just sit there, neatly folded, quietly justifying themselves as backup. Your inner caveman isn't irrational. He just operates on a threat timeline that stopped being accurate roughly 10,000 years ago. He's doing his best. And honestly, given everything, you can't really blame him. So the next time you flinch at a shadow, crave a biscuit for no reason, or panic buy a 5th identical jumper, remember this: you're not broken. You're just running software that was written when mammoths were still a problem. Your ancient brain has one job: keep you alive. It's been doing that job for 200,000 years, and it's not about to stop now just because you've got a deadbolt on the front door and a stocked fridge. If you enjoyed that, there's another video on screen right now breaking down 5 more bizarre things your brain still does for no good reason. Click it. Your inner caveman will thank you.